Afternoon.
Hi.
Are you Melissa? I'm Officer Hernandez from the Sandusky Police Department. So, from my understanding, you contacted our dispatchers about somebody filming, or...
People that were filming over there.
Okay, what exactly happened?
Well, they were filming. They had their stands up here and they were filming. So I just walked out to see what they were doing, and they turned the camera on me.
Okay.
And they're like, "We're just videotaping." I'm like, "Okay, well,
Okay.
just don't get me in it." He's like, "Well, you're already in it."
Okay.
I'm like, "Well, I don't give you permission to put me in it, so if you could take me out of it."
Okay.
They stood here for about 5 to 10 minutes. They walked down to Jack's.
Mm-hmm.
And as they were walking down, I'm like, "Where are you guys? What are you guys doing? Like, where are you from?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Well, we're just out taking some videos." I'm like, "Okay, well, where are you from?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Well, I don't have to tell you that."
Okay. Were they actually inside the store here, or
No,
are they just
they were
out here on the sidewalk?
I
Okay.
just don't want my picture in the thing.
Okay. All right. But they were on the sidewalk, though, in a public place?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here's the caveat behind that and where
No,
we
I'm
run into an
videotaping it
issue.
right now.
So I know, it's fine. They have the right. They have the right to be in a public area.
I know.
So here's the caveat behind that. So how voyeurism laws or disorderly conduct laws work in the state of Ohio, there has to be some kind of an expectation of privacy. Doors open, it's a business that's open for business. If they're on the sidewalk, public sidewalk, not doing anything or engaging in any disorderly conduct, there's nothing that we can do about it. Because they're in a public place right now, and they can go ahead and film whatever they want, including storefronts, doors. They're not anywhere they're not supposed to be. It's not a reasonable expectation of privacy, especially if you have the window open.
Okay.
In addition to that, another thing, or another, I guess, way to look at it as well, is we live in a tourist town. We have video cameras everywhere,
Aren't
and
they
people
supposed to
here.
tell you who they're with, though, before they videotape you?
They don't have to. If they're in a public space, they don't have to.
Well, you didn't come down here. She
So-
could have just told me that on the phone.
Okay. Well, I have a legal obligation to go ahead and come on out and talk with anybody that does have a concern, especially if it might be suspected criminal conduct or whatever the case may be. We still have a legal obligation to come out. Now, I totally get it. There's certain things we could probably handle over the phone, but if there's people involved that maybe we may need to talk to, and or if it comes to find out, or if it's determined that a criminal offense happened, one way or another, we have to come out.
Okay.
So the other side of that coin too, just I guess for you to view it through a different lens, no pun intended, is we have folks all over this town that are from several different areas of the state, let alone not to mention several different countries.
Right.
We're a tourist town. That's just a fact of life here. In addition to that, there are several media companies here in the city that do work either for private citizens or for the city itself. There's drones all the time all over the downtown here area. It's hard to have an expectation of privacy when you're a business that's
But if
open
you tell
to the
them not
public.
to, they get you personally?
Nope, doesn't matter.
Really?
That is not a law in the state of Ohio. It's kind of a misconception for a lot of folks, but as long as they're in a public place, there is no expectation of privacy. There is nothing that we can do about it.
Okay.
So hopefully you won't experience any more issues. I'll go and talk to them, no problem. But if they don't want to talk to me, oh, that's fine. I'm videotaped all the time, trust me. And if they don't want to talk to me or identify themselves, they don't have to. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead and. Hi there, how are you, ma'am? Good. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. A little warm out here, but that's the nature of the business. So that's where we're at with that. You know, I can see how it would be alarming to somebody, but if your business is open to the public and if they're on a sidewalk and they're not engaged in any criminal activity whatsoever, it's a form of free speech and expression. They can videotape. I mean, it's just like with the door, just like had the door being open, and with you going and out and about, there's nothing we can do about it because they're in a public sidewalk. Okay? I know that's probably not what you want to hear, okay, but unfortunately, they do have the right to be there and have, express their or engage in their artistic expression as they see fit. So I'm going to go outside and talk with them, see what they have to say about it, and hopefully you'll have to hear from me or see me again. So, alrighty, yeah, you're welcome.
How we doing, Officer?
Good, about yourselves?
All right.
Good. I'm Officer Hernandez from the Sandusky Police Department.
Yes, sir.
The one and only reason I'm out here right now is the lady in there called the business, or from the business called us, and just had some concerns about people videotaping out here.
Sure.
Obviously, you guys are out here on a public sidewalk. You're not doing anything illegal. You're not engaged in disorderly conduct. You're not being a voyeur or anything else like that. You're simply two gentlemen walking around just videotaping the city.
Yes, sir.
And we're a tourist town. That happens everywhere here in this city.
Of course.
Just some folks might either feel some sort of way about it because they're being videotaped, or whatever the case may be. We don't have any control over that. You guys aren't doing anything illegal by being out here in the city, just taking pictures or videographing or whatever the case may be.
Well, I appreciate that.
So, again, If you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer, you know, are you guys with a multimedia company, or are you guys just private citizens doing your own thing?
No, I'll answer. My name's Jason. This is my son, Ben.
How you doing, Ben?
And
I'm Ernie.
Ernie, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you as well.
Hernandez, Ernie,
Yeah.
you prefer Ernie?
A lot of people just call me Ernie.
You got
that, you know, sometimes titles are only good for books and movies.
Good small town vibes, right?
And that too.
There you go. So we travel the country. We've been to all 48 states in the continental U.S. I can't say all 48 states. I get torn up. And we make videos for YouTube. We make travel videos.
Hey, there you go.
So what we do is, I was just explaining to the camera, we go in front of each business, stand there for 5 or 10 minutes, hope to get somebody going in or out so there's some life without just filming a building, static building with no interest. And unfortunately, I could, if you look, this whole glare.
Oh yeah, it's open.
You really can't. Well, you really can't even see in.
Well, it was open until she closed the door.
Well, yeah, but she was sitting over here at the desk and just decided she didn't want to be on video, and she thought we were filming her, so she came out and asked us not to film her. But, so we moved down the street, and she came back out again, called me back.
That's the only reason I'm even out here right now.
I'm glad you educated her, and she knows now. Because
oh yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna make the safe assumption that in your guys' travels, this probably is the last or first time a cop's had to talk to you about this.
Oh,
or at
not
least,
at all. You carry these cameras around like a cop magnet.
Oh yeah. Well, this is too. I love this. I mean, we live in an era right now where there's video cameras everywhere, and the thing is too is that I think there might be a little bit disconnect whenever it comes to knowing what you can and you can't do, and what people that don't want to be videotaped or what maybe the common layman might not know. Because what you guys are doing, totally not illegal.
Right.
You guys, and more or less, this is just a First Amendment issue where you guys are engaging and taking pictures.
Well, I'll tell you what, the reason we do it is because we like to show off these little towns. People enjoy watching the videos. They like meeting the local people, seeing the local businesses. But as a fringe benefit to that, I do not mind if people get educated about people's right to be filming out on the street.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. And the other thing too, though, is that for a lot of folks that do come to this town and Google it and research it, you're absolutely right. It's another tool. You know, especially when it comes to our tourism industry. We're a tourist town. It's a fact of life. There are cameras everywhere and anywhere, and we've had several entities here in town. We've had Investigation Discovery. We've had, you know, all the local media outlets like Fox 8.
Right.
Toledo News, CNN, Fox News has been out here quite a few times too, and that's the nature of the beast of being a tourist town.
Well, and I would just be presumptuous enough to figure that you assume that this might go on social media somewhere.
No, that's fine.
So you're presenting your best self, you're representing your town the way you should.
Right, yeah.
You're being very positive, professional, cordial, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. This is how I talk to everybody.
Well, what I enjoy is when business owners watch this and they realize maybe they blew a chance for a little good publicity for their place.
Oh, exactly.
They could have represented their business
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
for
bit
sure.
better. So it's a learning thing for myself. I'm learning something out here every day myself. I'm hoping the folks that watch are getting something out of it.
Oh, I hope so,
I hope
too.
the police officers are getting something out of it because each incident is another training mechanism.
Oh, it is. And the more that, I guess to kind of piggyback off of that too, the more that we take the time to speak with people and talk to people that we would want to be talked to and spoken with, that it's just nothing but pleasant. It is, if I may be so bold to use, good vibes, you know, as you so eloquently put it. So since we're on the topic of tours and what have you, whatnot, are you guys into, or have you guys ever tried microbrews and or sushi?
I have had microbrews. It's been a minute.
If you are interested in one place that I point everywhere to
Direct everybody to
that are from out of town or just curious about the area, best restaurant I've eaten, bar none, in this town, because I'm not from here, I'm from Toledo. So the best restaurant I've ever been to, at least within Ohio, has been right across there, Small City Tap House. If you like sushi, if you're into microbrews, amazing selection. I believe Ka, the owner, he's roughly up to about 88 or 90 selections on tap.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot.
Oh yeah. So,
is it a lot of local stuff?
Local stuff and their own brewery. So right next to their establishment there is a brewery called CLAG or CLAG. It's an acronym. I'll let you go in there and ask them about it. There's a little story about that. But attached directly to their restaurant is a brewery called CLAG, and they do roughly about, I want to say, anywhere between 15 to 20 of their own microbrews. So if that's like a thing for you, and or if you want to go ahead and check off some boxes, like, you know what, I can at least say I tried a beer from every state.
Sure.
That's definitely one place you want to go at least check out, because I highly recommend it.
Cool.
For us on our end, cops, firefighters, EMTs, nurses, doctors, that's a safer place for us to eat because we usually don't run into the clientele we normally run into. And the owner is very pro-police too. He loves everybody here in town, but he's always showed a lot of respect, mutual respect, and a lot of consideration to us too, especially with some of our concerns.
Very cool.
Only so many places a cop and firefighter can actually eat and actually be safe and or.
You may not worry about somebody doing something.
Exactly.
I never even thought of that. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, unfortunately, in this business, it's a reality.
Makes sense.
There's news stories all over the United States about how officers' food has been tainted and or they're accosted while they're off duty or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
I can tell you right now, in 10 years now of that place being in existence, never had an issue like that.
Well, that's cool. Good.
So if you're in town for a little bit, or even for a lot of it, I highly recommend Small City Tap House, and tell them Ernie sent you.
No, I agree. I will. Is that going to be safe for me? Or is
Oh
it
yeah,
gonna
you're
be
fine.
less safe?
No, you're fine.
No,
No,
that's
you're
cool.
fine.
No,
So,
right.
but yeah, again, it's just me having a conversation with him. Again, you guys aren't doing anything
No, that's
illegal.
awesome.
Just she had an issue with it, and
Yeah.
I politely explained to her that it's a free country. This is a public sidewalk. You guys can do pretty much what you please. You guys aren't any different from anybody else walking down the sidewalk or the street.
Sure.
Just so happens you guys have video cameras.
And I get it. A lot of people have never been put in that situation before, or have never
Right.
wound up in that situation, so they don't know what the law is and they don't know what the legality is. Maybe because that's what I do for a living, and I've been doing it for many, many years. I don't see what the fear is of people. You know, I always the famous one everybody says is when I was a kid, people used to jump in front of the camera and say, "Hi, Mom."
Right.
Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to be on
Yeah,
your camera.
yeah,
Now, where the
yeah,
fear and
yeah,
stuff comes from, it's a
yeah.
sad thing. It's not a.
We do live in a very litigious society, and I'm going to make the safe assumption you're a child of the late 70s, early 80s.
Late 60s.
Late 60s?
Yeah.
Oh, look good. So I was raised probably in the same bracket as him. I was born in 84, and the world was a lot different then as opposed to 2014 or even going forward here in a few
For
years to
sure.
2024.
Yes,
so, I mean, I think, too, what a lot of it can be, too, is perception. You know, that's what a lot of either publicity and or being in public is anymore, is perception. And there's just some folks out there that still just don't appreciate being videotaped.
Well,
But
you know what?
I can't speak
you
for that.
showing up, being educated, professional, and courteous helps the situation.
Oh.
And I think each person that you speak to, because people put a lot of faith into what you say because you're wearing the uniform.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, coming from you, if I told her it's legal, means nothing to her. If you tell her
Right.
it's legal, she'll take that for what it is. And so we
Yeah.
appreciate you being that way.
Yeah,
We
no
appreciate you
problem.
spreading the truth and the
Yeah, no problem.
real situation and quelling some fears and
Oh, yeah,
making it a better place to be, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I appreciate that too. You know, every now and again we'll run into issues like this every now and again. It's far and few in between, but what I tell everybody is if I talk to and I treat everybody like I want my 90-year-old grandmother to be treated,
Sure.
I'll be just fine.
Well, and I get it. Some guys with cameras probably aren't all
Yeah.
that friendly, but then I'll tell you what, you asked me if I've run into police before with my camera. There's some cops out there that are really not that friendly.
Yeah, well,
So,
I can't
we
speak
can both
about that.
appreciate each other here today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about the cameraman.
No,
either.
no, you're good. No, you're
Right
good.
on, man.
No, every cop is different, and we're living in a society and a nation right now that there's a lot of, more or less, just to make an observation, not an opinion, but there is a lot of civil unrest and or a lot of civil discord, for lack of better words,
For sure.
whenever it comes to
Absolutely.
the public and interactions with police, and still having faith in police. But I can tell you right now, just speaking for me personally, I still do appreciate the folks that still have trust and a lot of faith in us, and it's one step at a time.
And I also appreciate the guys out there doing the job the right way. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Someone told me a long, long time ago. They said, Ernie, your name tag is who raised you, and the entity on your patch and on your badge is who you represent. Don't disgrace either. So I said, okay.
That's for sure. Don't forget about yourself, too.
Oh,
You
that
don't
too.
wanna make yourself look bad for yourself.
Oh yeah, that's just
Very
incidental.
important.
Very important. Well,
Well,
gentlemen.
appreciate you, Ernie.
Yeah, no problem. Well,
Thank you,
gentlemen,
sir.
I'm going to get out of your way.
You have a wonderful day.
Hopefully, this is the last time you got to see any one of us or have an
somebody else
interaction
might call
like
you
this.
again,
Yeah.
but
So,
now you know we're here,
but
so.
yeah, hopefully, what I'm going to let our dispatchers know too is that you guys are here in town. If we get any more phone calls, unless you're engaging in some kind of illegal or disorderly behavior, there's nothing we can do about it.
I get it.
So, I'll let our dispatchers know.
All right, Ernie. Appreciate
All right,
you, man.
you guys take care. Okay, enjoy your stay here in town.
Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah, no problem.
Was the officer's actions justified? Did you like his approach? Did the business owner overreact? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, please leave a like and subscribe. Turn that bell on so you get notifications. Until next time, Viking Press Media.